you ready? I said, are you ready for Let's Talk Whoa Hockey? And now, here are our hosts, Beth and Zach.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 50 of Let's Talk Whoa Hockey. I'm your girl, Beth, joined as always by my dude, Zach. And of course, we have our special guest. Who could we not have on episode 50? The Corey Crawford episode of Let's Talk Whoa Hockey, but the Demigoddess of Chaos herself, Courtney Dagger.
Hello.
Hello, friend. How are you?
Oh, you know, living the life.
Yeah, that's about all.
Trying to
this, especially this week, because
I know I'm kind of afraid to like set my phone too far off to the side in case something else happens.
Yeah, for real. Because you look at the roster now, you're like, well, this is new.
Yeah, and we're gonna hit up the trade stuff that's gone down this week because, of course, we are always brought to you by 5 in a Game Sports Network. Zach, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing good. It's Thursday. It's a little bit gloomy outside, so it's that nice aesthetic to just sit and read books all day and drink your tea and coffee. So yeah, it's one of those days. So kind of enjoying that. How are you doing, Beth?
It has been a week. Like, all the feelings have been felt. Like, things have happened.
Still feeling them. Still feeling them. They're not gonna go away.
Feelings, and they're not happy feelings. And like, it even like trickles down to like moves that the Ice Hogs are making that are giving me unhappy feelings too. So
it's one of those things, man. It's just why.
It is just.
I cannot wait for this week to be. This is the week of the season I don't enjoy because it's like it just gets chaotic-y and it's just not fun and it's stressful. Like this is the week I wish it would just fly by, but it's always the slowest week of the season.
I love this week, except for what my team does, but
for that
I want to see what everyone else is doing, not my team. But
as of recording right now, there's about an hour and 50 minutes left until the trade deadline is closed, because it closes at 2, right? Is it 2 or 3? I can never remember.
I thought the trade deadline
tomorrow,
was
Beth.
It's tomorrow, Beth. Yeah, you're a day early and a dollar super short.
Early there.
Day early and a dollar short.
Why did I think it was today? No,
because you wanted to stop your suffering, but
I wanted it to be like a week ago.
So technically, it's a day and an hour and some change short. Yeah. Fantasy hockey deadline day was last week, but no,
which is dumb.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
It's like, oh, hey, by the way, here's your trade deadline. Like crap trades.
Crap. No, the fantasy trade deadline not being the same as the NHL trade deadline makes zero sense to me. But again, ESPN. Mm-hmm. So
I mean, you have like fantasy trade deadline a week ago, then you have the NHL trade deadline tomorrow, but then you have the AHL trade deadline like the 10th. Like, what is this? Why can't it all just be the same date? Just get it all over with.
Because it's hockey and nothing ever makes sense.
It's true, because this is hockey and nothing ever makes sense. So talking about the trade deadline, the Blackhawks have been busy.
Oh yeah, they have.
Not here for it.
We're not here for some of it.
You're not excited about Nikita Zaitsev?
We talked about that on last week's episode. We have gone past that. While we were recording the Woe Show on Sunday, the Jack Johnson trade broke. So like we were mid-recording and Zach was like, Jack Johnson just got traded back to the Colorado Avalanche. And I was like, Oh, cool. It started. Awesome. Yay.
Thank you for the half-season loan, Avs. Here's your guy back. It's
the first 3 moves, well, I'll say 2.5. The first 2.5-ish moves that the Hawks made, I wasn't upset about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, losing Josiah Slavin was shocking, but he's had a pretty bad year in Rockford, so I wasn't surprised necessarily that they were looking to move him.
To be fair, though, it's been a weird season for the Ice Hawks too. So I mean, it wasn't like they were like in a playoff spot all season. And he was just struggling. It seems like the whole team is kind of struggling. So, but it's still weird, like him of all guys to get moved. But I mean, I guess maybe a change of scenery thing and see what happens with San Diego.
They've had a weird season in the way that nothing has been consistent, but they've just been kind of floating along and doing fine. Like you have the beginning of the year where Arvid, who's supposed to be their number one guy, plays 2 games and then gets called up because you have injuries in Chicago. And then he gets sent back down and then he has a groin injury. So he's out forever. So the other guys are just kind of taking over. And then you have Lucas Reichel going up and down. You have Ian Mitchell, who's been up for most of the season now. Isaac keeps going up and down. So nothing has been consistent, but they're doing okay.
Consistently inconsistent for the most part.
The inconsistency has been the consistency on the season.
Does anyone have a spare goalie, as a wise one would said?
No kidding. No.
Does anyone have a goalie?
Then the Hawks made another move where they traded Jake McCabe, Sam Lafferty, a 2024 5th round pick that's conditional, and a 2025 5th round pick, also conditional.
Also, of course.
To the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Buds all day, baby!
For Joey Anderson, Pavel Gogolev, a 2025 first round pick that is not conditional, and a 2026 second round pick that is also not conditional. So,
I mean, Courtney's
the 2025 is top 10 protected.
Oh,
so
it is
that.
Okay,
but otherwise, no conditions.
Yeah. Courtney's loving it because
more Jake
McCabe.
Plan on being that bad in 2025 that they're gonna have a top 10 pick.
Look, but it's the Leafs. It's the Leafs. You can't say one way or the other because it could go absolutely either way.
The Leafs could leaf a whole season instead of the first round game 7.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean,
there's no in between. It's either you get to the playoffs and don't make the first round, or you just stink. So it's like,
true.
Which one are you going to go with this year? Because
I mean, they did recoup a draft pick by trading away Rasmus Sandin out of absolutely nowhere.
I was kind of surprised by that because everyone was kind of high on Sandin. Everyone was kind of like waiting for him to be like the next guy for the defense.
Well, they don't need him now that they have Eric Gustafsson.
That name is banned from this podcast. We will not speak of him ever again.
You can't get away from that guy. I mean, at least you got more Jake McCabe though. So you go from one of your favorite teams to the other favorite teams.
That's true. But you only have 6 episodes till the Eric Gustafsson episode of Let's Talk.
He will not be. He will not be the Blackhawks player of the episode. Sorry, not happening. And then I don't know if you guys saw this, but Sam Lafferty texted the Twitter admin about posting a message to the Blackhawks, and they were like, to post it on team socials. Like, what'd you have in mind? So his message was not like a fancy done up letter. It was literally screenshots of text messages.
I mean, would you expect anything else from Mr. Lafferty?
I mean, not really. He did say, I want to thank the Blackhawks for these last 2 seasons. When I was traded here, I didn't know what to expect, but I'm grateful for everything that has happened since then. The team gave me an opportunity to play. The fans at the United Center were incredible, and my teammates have become great friends. I'm going to miss it, but I'm very excited for what's ahead. I love my time in Chicago, and I wish the team and the fan base all the best. So, nice little message from Sam. Good old Laffy Taffy. I'm gonna miss him scoring random goals on days where we need to lose games.
You're supposed to embrace the tank, guys, not go 21, 34, and 5 and get win streaks out of nowhere. But
yeah, Courtney and I were talking about them not understanding the assignment via text message the other day. We were like, look, guys, we need you to understand the purpose of this season. It's not to go on like 4 or 5 game win streaks. It is to lose.
Remember, we did talk about it, though. It's like you don't really want the first pick, because the last few times outside of Montreal, not a lot of teams who've gotten the number, who finished first, got the first. So
finished
maybe
last.
you know what? first in the terms of the draft overall pick is what I meant. You know what I mean.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd be okay finishing like 30th. That's about as high as I'd like to be in the standings for the draft lottery purposes.
Get silly for Fantilli, baby.
I mean, that's not that is not another bad option too. If you don't get Bedard, getting him would still be a really solid move.
I don't want Hawks fans, if we don't get the first overall pick, just please do not treat anybody that we draft in the first round like Buffalo treated Jack Eichel when they didn't get Connor McDavid.
Oh my gosh.
Please.
And how visibly upset their GM was that they lost and got to draft Jack Eichel. I mean, of course, everybody wants McDavid, but
still, like, Eichel's not a slouch.
If you had treated him better,
maybe he'd still be a Buffalo Sabre.
Maybe, although they're doing pretty all right without him.
Yeah. They aren't doing awful. I mean, they do have Tage Thompson, so that kind of that changes things when you got a guy who scores like 4 and 5 goals a game sometimes.
I mean better than Jack Eichel. Do you want some depressing news that'll transition into the next little topic here?
I'm ready.
I mean, it's depressing, but like whatever way you want to take it. Anyway, David Gust, our good old David Gusty story here.
Orland Park, Illinois boy.
Yep. The usual locker stall that was for one number 88 now belongs to David Gust.
Oh.
That hurts my heart. But I'm also really happy for David Gust. And we will talk about him when we talk about last week's games, because the boy had himself an amazing NHL debut.
Oh, yeah.
But that does bring us to the next trade. It was a 3-team trade. I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up because I can't. So in this 3-team trade, the Arizona Coyotes received the New York Rangers 2025 third-round pick. The Chicago Blackhawks received a 2023 second-round pick, a 2025 fourth-round pick, Vili Saari-Jarvi, and Andy Welinski. And the New York Rangers received...
Got Cooper Zek. And that's all.
And that's it.
And number 88, Patrick Kane.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to have feelings.
I didn't expect to have as many feelings as I did.
Same.
Because we all knew it was coming.
Yes.
And we've had, since the summer to prepare for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But then he started saying things like, I want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be a part of this rebuild. And we were all like, wait.
And then you have Taves staying, maybe not willingly, but since he's dealing with this long COVID again. Yeah. And so you're like, well, if Taves is staying, maybe.
Really? Well, and then he sat out the San Jose game, and they were reporting that he had left the team in San Jose and flew back to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And then days passed, and a lot of us were like, did he change his mind?
Mm-hmm.
Is he having second thoughts? Because it hasn't happened. And then every day it was like, it might be happening. And then it didn't happen.
And then every day you have the Rangers just peeling off parts of their roster, trying to make room.
Yeah.
Trading tiny pieces and doing all sorts of things, just trying to make room. And then the Coyotes are like, hello, we can take some salary.
Since
I'm sure
all
you
they're
guys
good for.
played Tetris, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So the Rangers were when you get to the top of the board and you're just trying to do anything you can to not lose this game of Tetris.
Pretty
but
much,
it keeps stacking up so quickly, oh my God.
But they did end up sort of kind of losing as it is anyway, because they have been deemed ineligible for an emergency call-up because they had sufficient space to call somebody up after injuries and suspension occurred. but then a trade removed any sufficient cap space they had to have somebody called up. So they will be skating 12 forwards and 5 defensemen this evening because they ain't got no cap space.
Against the Senators in Kaner's debut against Alex DeBrincat.
And Jacob Chikrin.
Yeah. Good old Jacob Chikrin.
Finally moved out of his misery.
He's finally been freed from Arizona.
I can't believe that's all it took was 3 draft picks.
I don't think that was the initial ask, but
probably not. I guess they were kind of starting to get nervous. It's like, okay, everyone else is leaving. We need to do something. Yeah. I mean, they also lost Shane Gostisbehere for a 3rd-round pick in 3 seasons. So, I mean, it's like, just get rid of everybody.
Coyotes are like, you know what? We need some draft capital for all of this dead cap space that we have here in our room.
Where contracts go to die, like, you know, Hurricanes or the Arizona Coyotes legends of this, and this guy.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
geez.
The Coyotes picking up a 3rd just for taking on like not even very much of Kane's salary, like actual money.
I think it was like 25% or something like that.
Of the cap hit, actual money. I read it was like $16,000 or something.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
it's just
we're talking about the Arizona Coyotes. They can't remember to pay their bills. They may struggle with that $16,000 of actual money that they have to pay to Patrick Kane.
Here's my thing. So here's my thing. When's Schmaltz and Keller leaving? Because at that point they just got to get rid of those guys too.
Well, Schmaltz is injured now.
Yeah. And, like, do you think Clayton Keller is gonna he's already? I mean, he did sign that extension. Like, at some point, you're like, can you just let me out of here, please? Like, it's a sinking ship.
I mean, maybe
at some point they have to get better. At some point,
they have to turn it around.
Like,
just move the team. I love those jerseys, but just move the team at this point. If it's already been this long, just no.
I mean,
Kaner's doing his conference in New York right now.
Oh,
Patrick Kane on Jonathan Taves. It's going to be weird not being around him.
Is that really all he said?
Well, that's all that Scott Powers tweeted. But
it's going to be weird not being around him. Okay, next question.
It's weird. Moving on.
You know that Annie OD or something like that on TikTok. Like, I saw a video of her, like, it was of them, like him meeting up with Panarin again. And it's just like, hey, you know, it's like, you know, he's happy to see Panarin. You know, that's going to be like.
How can you not be happy to be on a team with Artemi Panarin, Mika Zibanejad, like Adam Fox,
Chris
Kreider, the list just Igor Shesterkin as your goaltender, like.
Not as good as one Corey Crawford.
But not even close.
No, or like a peak Duncan Keith, Brent Seabrook,
Nicholas Hjalmarsson.
His new captain is Jacob Trouba.
Ew. Just ew. Ew. No.
I still can't believe he's the captain of the Rangers. I'm sorry.
It was team decided.
Of all guys.
So we knew he was going to the Rangers, and that's fine because that's where he wanted to go. He wanted to be with Panarin again, and we all knew that was going to happen. And yay, he's reunited with Panarin, blah, blah, blah. But in the first round, they're slated to meet up with one New Jersey Devils, and I'm like, really? Can you not just give me one moment of peace? Just one moment of peace.
You want to know what you get, Dagger? You get no peace.
No peace.
None.
No chaos
peace at all.
You're the demigoddess of chaos. You bring in and thrive on chaos, and that's what this is. Because you got Bredman and Kaner, and then you got Timo Meier, Broad, Heischer, that entire team. That's gonna be a series.
It's going to be amazing, but like obviously I want to root for Kaner, and I rooted for the Rangers in the playoffs last year and had a great time doing it. All of that stuff. Mika is wonderful. I'm sorry, Zach. We won't talk about that series.
But hair is just beautiful. Like,
oh my, he has better hair than I do, and it makes me upset.
It's unfair. It is unfair.
But then they go up against my guilty pleasure team in the Devils. Like, I can't even.
Yeah,
like
I can't believe that the Devils were able to acquire Timo Meier and keep Dawson Mercer.
And
Like,
Alex Holtz, like
that still blows my mind.
Can
I thought they were gonna have to give up one of their goalies too. Like they have Nico Dawes in the minors. They have Akira Schmid, who's backing up now because Blackwood's injured again. But
Nico Dawes is absolutely insane. Like he is killing it in Utica. But like, yeah, like you saw the trade is just absolutely bonkers because it's like 5 guys, a bunch of picks, and it's like all the
and then it's like Timo Meier. Here you go.
Well, one of the guys I think it was like San Jose who just picked up instantly just put him on waivers, and you're just like, thanks for showing up for the 5 seconds you were a shark.
That was the same situation when Marc-Andre Fleury was traded to the Hawks. Like we sent Vegas a dude, and they were like, "Bye, dude. We didn't want you anyway." And then he went back to the Ice Hogs. So
yeah,
I mean.
That was it. Yeah. So,
Mikael Hakkarainen, yeah, he just left.
Yeah, it's like, here's Timo Meier along with like all these other like great players. It's like, you also got Adam Gray, you got Graves, you also got Nemec. It's just like, it's cool.
Yeah, Dougie Hamilton.
Dougie Hamilton.
Voracek.
They got who? What?
The Yotes just got Jacob Voracek.
Interesting.
I was just trying to casually look up this Timo Meier trade, and everything's blowing up again.
Where was he at? Was he? That's what I thought. So I was like, wait a minute.
All right, so the Devils acquire Scott Harrington, Timo Meier, Zachary Amond, Santeri Hataka, Timur Ibragimov, and a 2024 5th-round pick.
And then Harrington was the one that got wavered like instantly.
Yeah. San Jose gets Andreas Johnson, who I'm pretty sure was playing in Utica anyway. Mm-hmm. Fabian Zetterlund, Nikita Oktiuk, Shakir Makamadulan, a 2023 first-round pick.
They couldn't trade easy. Timo Meier was the only easy name on that list. Like,
I know. I mean, you do have Fabian Zetterlund, which kind of sounds like a Norse god or something.
Yes, it sounds like it should be like a Disney prince or something.
He's like, I think he's the best part of that trade coming from Jersey because he's been with the Devils for most of the season, and he's not like he's not going to light the world on fire, but he is very solid at a depth role.
Oh yeah, he is. He's really that trade was absolutely bonkers. It's just like
it's a great trade by the Devils, though.
Yeah,
the fact that they kept all their good players, and you just picked up Timo Meier, and it's like, okay, cool. Yeah. This team just got significantly better, even though they're already good to begin with.
Already friends with your captain Nico Hischier and Jonas Siegenthaler. They're all friends and knew each other from playing international hockey. So
here's Jack Hughes, here's Nico Hischier, here's
Jesper Bratt, Igor Sharangovich, like Dougie Hamilton, who's breaking defensive records for the Devils as we speak. Like,
and their goaltending is also pretty good. It's just like, oh my gosh, like the Devils are just like, no problem. We're just gonna go all in and just try to do. Honestly, I hope to beat the Rangers in the first round. I hate to say it for Kaner and Breadman, but New Jersey is like.
That was the first trade they made since getting John Marino from Pittsburgh in the summer.
Here's the thing. We need the Rangers to get to the conference finals because that then turns that second round pick into a first round pick.
But it's next year, 2025, so we can always recoup that doing something else. Should the Devils go on to win this first round series? I'm not saying that's who I'm rooting for. I don't know who I'm rooting for. I'm just hoping it's a good series. I'll probably figure it out like halfway.
I just hope everybody has fun. Like, I know. I want it to be a 7-game series. I want it to be close games, and I just want everybody to have fun.
Like, on one hand, I want the Rangers to do well because Kane left to go there to do well, but on the other hand, I'm like, you stole my brother, because that's how it feels. It feels like they stole my annoying little brother from me.
Yes, like,
that's gonna be a good series. Like Devils Rangers, that's gonna be definitely one to watch. Outside of like whatever team you're currently, whoever your favorite team is, that's gonna be a series to watch.
Because last time we had them, you had like the best goal call ever for Henrique scoring. So
honestly,
I will say, I selfishly like I want Patrick Kane to get a little hurt and have to come down to a conditioning stint in the ECHL for recovery. Because I will be making phone calls and being like, hello. Hi.
Just completely skip over the AHL. He's going right to the E.
Yeah, he's going right to the E. He's got a condition for a couple games, much slower pace.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine Patrick Kane in an Iceman jersey?
There's a guy who has an ECHL All-Star jersey from last year that has 88 Kane on the back of it. And I'm like, this man has manifested this happening. He has brought this into the world.
How dare he? How dare he?
I the first time I saw it, I was like,
that's such a weird customization choice.
Yeah, my ECHL All-Star jersey has my name and number on it because it's my jersey. And my dad's same way, has his name and number on it because that's what we wanted to do. But
that's so weird.
Yeah. And in other transaction news, we did get Alex Stalock back. He has been activated. Mario Power-Up Sound here. We did get Jujar Kara back. He has been activated. Mario Power-Up Sound here. And Lucas Reichel got called up this afternoon back to the big boy team. So he's sliding into the lineup, which I'm sure none of us are surprised seeing as we no longer have Patrick Kane. And Lucas Reichel has been the Patrick Kane replacement anytime he's been out of the lineup recently. So
there's interesting timing. I know they play tonight, but for players to be eligible for the AHL playoffs, they have to be on the American League roster tomorrow. So they're going to have to send him down anyway. I mean, it could be just a paper transaction when they do send him down.
They'll send him down tomorrow because after tonight, they don't have a game till the 4th. Yeah. So he will play tonight. He will be sent down tomorrow, and then he will be called up on the 4th. Yeah. So taking a look at the games we had last week, we won in San Jose. Then granted, we were less Patrick Kane and they were less Timo Meier. But
that was the first game without Kaner.
It was. And it was the first game where the commentary started to get real sad on the Blackhawks broadcast.
And Patrick Sharp was killing me, dude.
I watched some of the I watched the beginning parts because I had the games recorded and I was like, no, I cannot watch this anymore. Patrick Sharp was killing me. I mean, all of it before he was traded, and then last night in Arizona. That was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. That was horrible. All of the tribute videos they kept showing, I was like, oh my god, guys,
stop! I have no more tears to cry.
Sobbing, and they won't stop. It just keeps coming.
Yes, and the San Jose game, this is a great parallel for where his locker stall is now, was David Gust's first NHL game after signing a 2-year contract extension. It was also his first NHL shift where he scored his first NHL goal. And I don't hate that.
It's an amazing story. He almost quit hockey last summer because he's 27, I want to say, and he didn't have any NHL contracts and was thinking maybe it's time to just hang him up. But he is from Orland Park, so local team comes calling. He signs, plays with Rockford, has an absolutely fantastic season.
Oh, yeah.
For the Ice Hogs, is an AHL All-Star, goes 4 for 4 in the accuracy shooting competition. Only the 4th player in AHL history to do it.
That's
something
amazing.
like that. Yeah. And then gets his call up. Just fantastic moment for him. And his family was able to be in the building. They flew him out. So
yeah. I will say in the accuracy shooting competition, I miss the styrofoam targets. Them exploding just made my heart so happy. I don't like the digital ones now because half the time they malfunction.
Yeah. They did go back to them this year.
Well, that's good because the styrofoam ones are fun to watch. It's fun to watch them just explode on impact.
Yeah. Those digital ones were terrible.
And they make an awful sound when they get hit by a puck, and I don't love it. I don't love it. So the Hawks did win in San Jose 4-3. Courtney and I were both like, do you guys not understand the assignment? But, it seems like they've learned again what the assignment is because the Hawks rolled into Anaheim and lost 4-2.
which they really
And-
needed to do because Anaheim is currently behind them.
Yes. And then the Hawks rolled into Arizona and they lost 4-1.
Oh, that game was ugly.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
The Arizona Coyotes social media tweet afterwards was also ugly. Was not a fan. Not even a little.
No.
They acquire a W from Chicago.
It's not a fan. So this next week we are playing every other day. We got a 3-game homestand though, so I'm interested to see what the UC looks like in a Patrick Kane-less team.
Dude, I was there the last 2 of his home games against Toronto and against Vegas. The place was loud every time they even mentioned Tanner.
Well, and he was talking about like how great the atmosphere was those last couple of home games. I'm very intrigued to see what the UC looks like when we play Dallas.
The amount of resale tickets on the market right now.
I can imagine.
It's got to be insane because, I mean, with who knows what's going to happen with Taves if he's ever going to come back. And it's like you don't have Kaner. I mean, really on this team, we've
got Lucas Reichel back. That's why they called Reichel back. They were like, get people in the stands.
Everybody's selling their tickets. Oh, God.
Because you think about it, like, there's really, like, with Taves out, there's really, like, no one. Is there anyone even left from, like, the Cup era that's even on the ice now? I think that's everybody. Like, everyone's gone now. So it's like, welcome to the new era of the Blackhawks, I guess. It's like,
hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh my gosh! Like,
officially the
here,
era.
Yeah.
Oh, if he gets the C, I swear to gosh,
You know what's gonna happen?
Well, because I don't think he's really the only long-term contract we have. Because I mean, who knows how long?
Right now. We don't know what moves Kyle Davidson has up his sleeve.
And Connor Murphy, don't forget Connor Murphy. He's got 3 years after this one.
Yeah.
Also true. It's like, hey Seth, do you want to like waive your no trade clause? We'll send you to Dallas, and we'll just get like we'll get some people back.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I know.
Not at 9.5.
Well, and here's the thing:
the Hawks would have to retain at least half.
For 8 years, 7 years. No, thank you.
We have to have his contract on the books right now. As it stands, we are not going to meet the cap floor next season.
The Blackhawks are the Midwest Coyotes.
We are about to be the place where contracts come to die. Tampa, if you would like to return Brent Seabrook to the Chicago Blackhawks, we'll take him.
That would be fine.
Why not?
We will take him. Let him actually retire as a Blackhawk. Like, give us that contract back. You can take it off your LTIR, which I know is your favorite place to put contracts in Tampa. But just give it back. Just
speaking
hand
of
it right on over.
Well, speaking of LTIRs, Taylor Hall's now an LTIR for the Bruins. So
I saw that.
They give him $6 million of cap space after you give him Pastrnak just got a massive contract too.
And
but
they
that
got
doesn't take
Bertuzzi.
effect.
Well, I know, but it's just like, whew, that's but yeah, I mean,
Boston is loading up.
Yeah,
they are.
They didn't need to load up because
they
did
just
not
been
running the league.
No,
yeah, they did not.
Getting goalie goals and everything.
Yeah, in terms of
I love that goalie goal.
That was the double hug too after the game.
Yeah,
but no, honestly, with the contract, so yeah, I mean, cap space is just going to be so interesting next year. How they're going to work that out. So, I mean,
they're going to make a lot of moves before 7-1 to dump a whole bunch of salary because they loaded up. They're going to go on their what will probably be really the last year that the Bruins are truly in their cup window.
Oh, I was
don't even say that. Nobody thought they were going to be here this year.
I was talking about the Blackhawks. I was talking about the Blackhawks, but yeah, the Bruins too. The Bruins are going to be very interesting. But in terms of like the Blackhawks, is like cap floor. Are we going to make it? Then here's the next question though. It's like, is Jonathan Toews back next year?
I don't think so. I think
there's another 10.5 flying out the window.
Yeah, but this is the last year of his contract. So the problem is there's nothing that states what the penalty is if you don't meet the salary cap floor. Nowhere does it say what actually happens.
Because I don't think a team's ever not met the floor.
They haven't.
Teams haven't met the floor. I mean, so it's like what does happen because no one's done it before. So like,
it's got to be something because it's Gary's love child, Arizona, tries very hard to hit the cap floor every year.
Yeah.
So if Gary's love child will get punished for doing it.
Yeah. I can't remember which writer from The Athletic wrote about it, but they were talking about how the Hawks are going to like struggle for the next couple of seasons to meet the cap floor, which is why the Seth Jones contract is like, we'll just keep this because that at least gets us some of the way there. There is nowhere in the CBA or anything that states what the actual penalty is for not reaching the salary cap floor. There are penalties if you go over the salary cap that are listed, but there is nothing listed if you don't meet the cap floor.
So that's another thing they're just going to make up as they go along.
Welcome to the NHL where the rules are made up and they never matter.
Yeah.
No wonder we picked up Zaitsev, who has 4.5 on his deal next year.
Yeah. We're probably going to be slightly overpaying a whole lot of people starting next season.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already drastically overpaying one guy.
There's a lot of bad contracts out there. If teams want to give us some draft picks or some prospects, they can go for it.
Yeah, I mean, the free agency period is going to be really interesting. I bet you, like, they bring Max Domi back, it's going to be like, hey, Max, we're going to overpay you by a good bit just to meet the floor. Anthony, see you. Here's an extra contract to keep you around with an extra big bonus on top.
I want Max Domi to sign a contract extension. He feels very Chicago. Like
if we bring him,
he belongs here.
If we bring him and Double A back, and then I guess whoever else they're going to bring up too, it's going to be very interesting of how they're going to try to like financially get how much does Dickinson have any more contract after this season? I don't know.
He does.
Okay,
2.65.
Because I didn't know how many more years he had left on his contract.
One
but
more
it's just
after this season.
So it's like I feel like a lot of free agent moves are going to be like you said, Beth, a lot of overpay, and then it's like a lot of re-sign guys from the current team that's going to get like, hey, we need to meet the cap floor, so we're going to pay you this much money just to be like, hey, we made it. Look at that.
Look, we did it.
I need to sign Kurashev and Ian Mitchell if they keep him. Jared Tenorti.
Oh yeah. Oh, you gotta keep Tenorti. I like Tenorti's game. He's really good.
Tenorti as well.
We need a goaltender if they don't use one of the guys from Rockford because Stalock's up this year.
Yeah,
I feel like they should re-sign Stalock. I like him. He's fun.
Watch the Blackhawks be like, hey, Mazarek, you want to stay a little bit longer?
No, thank you.
He's still got another year, so.
There you go.
No, thank you.
He's still got one more year after this one at 3.8.
So he's staying then. He's staying in Chicago.
Yeah. So I would love to see Anthony Ciu and Domi and Jujar extended.
And Kurashev too.
And Kurashev. I mean, literally on the forward core, we have no contracts that go past the 23-24 season right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Well, Arvid needs a contract and Dylan Wells needs a contract. So there you go. Maybe you can pay them some money to stick around.
Yeah. Then whoever else is going to be available this summer for us to go grab and just be like, hey, here's our guys we have for the team to get our contract.
It hurts my heart scrolling to the dead cap section of Cat Friendly right now.
Yeah.
Next season,
it's going to be interesting. That's for sure.
Next season, we have currently 12 guys signed. Our projected cap hit is $42,951,000.
And what's the cap floor again? Like 60 something?
I think so, yeah.
Here you go, guys. We can sign one Jonathan Quick in the offseason.
No, thank you.
I'm looking at the list of upcoming free agents.
No, thank you.
Or Milan Lucic.
Did Jonathan Quick actually report to Columbus? Because there were a lot of reports he was going to no-show.
I saw talks that Columbus was going to trade him to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that Columbus took him, and they're probably going to send him to Vegas. So he's going to stay in the Pacific Division. He's just going to be.
I feel so
slightly
as much as I am not a fan of Jonathan Quick, just because obviously there's some mid 2010s Stanley Cup situations. That's just not like.
Oh,
it's not okay.
LA did him so dirty. Like
They really did.
Like he got you 2 cups. He was there through a rebuild. The team's getting better. In the middle of a season where you're potentially going to make the playoffs, instantly trade him away on the plane. They're on the plane and he got traded.
Yeah,
he flew back with
the team. So mid-flight gets traded, and it's like the Kings are going to make the play. They're going to probably make the playoffs and make another run. And it's like, yeah, no, sorry.
Is it going to be a run though? Like they're going to make the playoffs, but
who knows? I mean, it's playoff hockey. You never really know. Like Courtney said, anything can happen. Like the Bruins are on a historic run, but they can do what Florida did last year and crash and burn. Anything can happen. So welcome to hockey. But just to get rid of a guy like that who's been like your guy for decades and has done things for you, that's basically what like Vegas did to Marc-Andre Fleury. It's like, bye, get out of here. We're going to send you for nothing.
At least that was in the off season.
Oh, well, true, but
and not getting traded on the plane ride back from a game. Like somebody was like, I bet that was the saddest plane ride ever. And I'm sitting here like, these are hockey players. They absolutely had a party for Jonathan Quick after they found out he got traded on the plane.
I don't know. From all accounts, everybody was pissed.
Yeah, the thing is they won the game. They're all celebrating on the way back.
Didn't Anze Kopitar have like a 4-point night?
Something like that, yeah.
4 goals. It was a 4-goal night.
Oh, a 4-goal night. Even better.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh,
no big deal.
4 goals? Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, gets a 4-goal night. The team wins, and your goalie gets traded, and it's like a legend too. It's like, cool. Yeah. Way to ruin the vibes.
Cool.
There are a lot of free agents this upcoming summer.
Oh, there is. There is.
Starting July 1st, there's going to be some insanity. Like,
and the
there are a ton.
The Blackhawks are not going to get top tier guys though. They're going to get guys who are like, hey, we need you to help fill up the cap, but we're not going to go and like be world beaters in the process.
We can bring Vinny Hinostroza back.
Vinny Henny.
I wouldn't be upset with that, but are we doing we're bringing the band back together?
No. Here's the thing: we're done with that. Like, unless it's Patrick Kane, I don't want him back.
Even Vinny Henny, don't want to bring him back.
No, we're done bringing. Unless it's Patrick Kane, I don't want them back. What's that face for?
Just seeing the New York Rangers logo next to Kaner's name on the upcoming free agent list.
Yeah.
Because it's him and Taves are at the top because I think it goes by Cat, whatever.
Yeah, I think that's by Cat.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Do you think
like
do you think Kaner's coming back next season?
I would have said, like I said this on Twitter the other day. I said yes, I think he's coming back prior to his statement posted by the Blackhawks, his statement posted on his personal, the statement from Kyle Davidson, and the statement from Danny Wirtz. But then you watch the game and you have Kaylee Chelios and Pat saying, like, we think he might be coming back. So
that's all I'm holding on to right now. She was very insistent, like, hey, you never know. He could always come back. And I'm like,
you never know.
I need you to be my mother right now and just calm me down and tell me that Kaner's coming home.
Yeah.
Can Grandpa Chris come over and tell us that everything's gonna be okay? Like,
yeah,
I know.
Yeah, even all the statements said next step in my career, I'm like, oh gosh, if he doesn't come back to the Hawks, it's like great.
But
cool.
like at the same time, he's Rangers property now. So what are they supposed to say? They can't just be like, our Kaner's going off on a vacation. Like,
Daddy's going to the Big Apple for a vacation for a couple months, and he'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just like, oh gosh, it's just so weird to see seeing Kaner in anything other than a Blackhawks jersey. It's like, no, don't like this. I don't like this at all.
When the Rangers posted the photo of him and it said Kane YR, like Kane NY,
like Kaner.
I was like, no.
Or their post where it's like Showtime on Broadway and it's him doing a celly in a Rangers jersey, and I'm like, no,
that hasn't happened yet. Stop it. My announcer dad was the best. Like, the trade happened and he sent me a photo from the New York Times and he was like, the New York Times has already photoshopped Patrick Kane into a New York Rangers uniform.
I don't like this.
Oh, announcer dad.
Oh no, he is the best. But
He is the best.
Oh, man.
now we're gonna take some time to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, number 50, Corey Crawford.
I mean,
Two-time Stanley Cup champion.
Should have won a Conn Smythe.
Even Kaner Conqueso himself said Corey Crawford should have won.
I mean,
the Conn Smythe.
the most absolute beauty of beauties.
Yeah.
He'll
He certainly worked his nuts off every night.
He did work his nuts off every night.
He
Also gave the most epic
throws hands.
championship parade speech on the face of the planet.
Oh yeah, one of the best. He wasn't afraid to throw hands too when things got spicy.
No, he was feisty and spicy even when he had been concussed several times, and we're all like, Corey, please stop. Corey, stop. Corey, no, bad Corey, stop it.
Corey, stay in the net. In the net.
In the blue.
If you're a goaltender, tend the goal.
Corey, stop trying to throw hands. You just got done with a concussion.
The best though is just when they won the cup and he just throws his helmet off and the guys are just it's just.
I can see it.
We just saw it 45 minutes ago because Jules put that video in the intro for the podcast. She was like, what do you want? I was like, there's only one thing I specifically want, and it is the end of 2015 Stanley Cup final when Corey Crawford throws all of his gear off at the United Center. That is the only thing I require in this video, and it needs to be the last thing that plays.
Yeah. Corey Crawford will always be an absolute legend and a beauty. Mm-hmm. And if people say otherwise, you better be ready to fight because we will not take Crawford slander here.
We will not.
People are like all about revisionist history now. They're like, I always loved Crawford.
And we're like, no, you didn't.
The receipts say otherwise.
Yes.
I happen to recall arguing with people for 10 years about how he was a great goaltender, actually.
Mm-hmm. I still have people today who thankfully have not participated in the revisionist history part, and they think that Corey Crawford is overrated. And I'm like, you do realize if you look season to season stats-wise, Corey Crawford and Henrik Lundqvist posted the same numbers. The only difference is Corey Crawford walked away with 2 Stanley Cup championships and 2 Williams-Jennings trophies.
Mm-hmm.
And a deserving Conn Smythe trophy too. Let's be honest.
Should have. When the Conn Smythe winner says this should have gone to this player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you post like a .935 save percentage back in the playoffs.
How do you not? I'm surprised he didn't win a Vezina. Like, hello, what are we missing here?
Yeah.
He should have gotten a Vezina.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heck, he should have gotten an MVP trophy. I mean, it's like, what more can this guy do?
Yeah.
He was always, on that stacked team, but now that doesn't seem to matter. Everybody loves Andrei Vasilevsky, and obviously not taking anything away from him because he's a fantastic goaltender, and he should get the credit for that, just like Crawford should have.
I mean, even look at the 13 run on that short season. I mean, like he went absolutely off in the entire regular season.
Him and Razor, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Talk about an unlikely tandem doing amazing tandem things.
That's the year they won the Jennings.
It is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
that season he posted a 1.94 goals against average.
How do you know what a Vezina with a sub 2?
0.926 save percentage, and in the playoffs he had a 1.84 goals against average and a 0.932 save percentage, and the man brought the team to the Stanley Cup Finals, and they won in 17 seconds.
Like, for the fact that he had a sub 2 regular season and postseason, automatically should have told you something that this guy was on an unworldly pace that year.
And then when he came up to the Hawks full time, he had like Calder recognition, as rookie of the year. But then Jeff Skinner,
but then Jeff Skinner. So
yeah.
And I mean, that was the only season outside of when he played in the QAAA that he had a sub 2 goals against average. I mean, most of them were pretty close to the 2 mark, but
still
a 1.94 goals against average in the regular season, 1.84 in the playoffs, and the man was nominated for a Vezina. And
I don't care the fact that it was a shortened season. I don't care. Like he went next level.
Yeah,
like I don't really care. It's like, it was only like half a season of hockey. I don't care.
Bobrovsky.
Babo. Sergey. But the Hawks also led the league in attendance that season, back when we used to have 110% capacity every game.
Oh, back when people used to go to Hawks games?
Mm-hmm. That would be the time. Let's see. Let's look up Mr. Sergey Bobrovsky that season and check his numbers. So, see Bobrovsky's numbers that year. He had a 2.0 goals against average and a 9.32 save percentage.
So his save percentage was a little bit higher, but his goals it was a little bit better, but his goals against were a lot higher. So
I don't think he was even nominated, was he?
No, I'm trying to remember if he ever was, because every year I got mad that he was not nominated.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever.
Yeah, especially in like the golden years. When things were amazing and he was amazing and standing on his head every night, and we used to scream things like "Crow, my God,"
right?
And
games left and right behind that crazy team who always somehow left him out to dry. Like
always.
Yeah, Chris says no.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This was also the time when that the Om Nom game was really popular, and the little blob guy who ate like the candies. It was a game on your cell phone. And me and my friend, who is also a Blackhawks fan, we used to send those gifts back to each other of like this little green. It was like a little green blob. It was a game on your cell phone, and you used to eat candies. And I don't know.
It sounds like Pac-Man to me.
it was like 2010s Pac-Man essentially, but we used to just send those back and forth to each other.
Beyond me on that one.
Yes,
kids these days.
Use.
I am older than both of you. Older than both of you.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And the biggest problem with the Vezina is it's nominated by NHL GMs.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah.
And that has always been a flaw. And that was a flaw that was pointed out every single year that Crawford was snubbed for a Vezina nomination. Because the NHL GMs never voted for him because they just pretended like he didn't exist, even though he generally like made their teams lose.
Right.
So, but
especially in Montreal.
I mean, the hometown boy doing hometown things. My phone keeps going off and I keep freaking out thinking that like more trades have happened.
I know. I keep looking.
So far we're good. Like hopefully we don't have another live trade to announce where it's like Jonathan Taves changed his mind and he's also getting traded and going to be dead cap space in Arizona.
He's healthy now, guys.
He's healthy now. He decided to go to Arizona. We're all good.
He worked out off the ice today. So there's
that's a positive thing. Like I know just reading up on like his chronic immune response syndrome stuff, it's rough. Like I remember when he first came back after that season off, he was talking about how like sometimes drinking water was painful, which is insane. Like
long COVID, man.
I cannot imagine being like, oh look, my water. Oh, my body, my whole body hurts.
Yeah.
Like I cannot. So I have to get back to making money. My lunch break is officially over in like 2 minutes. So we're going to go around the room. Miss Dagger, as our guest, please tell the humans where they can find you on the internet.
Sure. You can find anything From Center Ice related at FromCenterIce.com, or if you're watching the video version of this, you have the little Twitter handle here at VF Center Ice Pod, or you can find my personal account at Courtney Dagger. Super easy.
Wonderful. Mr. Zachary, where can the humans find you on the internet?
Find me at One Sure Zach. That's Only Sure Zach. It's spelled out like the number. It's not the actual number itself, like the Oneaters. Instagram, Zach R. Martin 22. You can find me over there. If you want to catch my writings, I write about the Charlotte Checkers for Field Pass Hockey, FPH Checkers, or you can go to fieldpasshockey.com. I also have a link in my personal Twitter bio if you just want to go to the section where it's just all my articles compiled into one easy area. Beth, where people can find you?
So on the Twitter bird, you can find me at Wonder Beffers. That is like the word wonderful, not the number one like Zach. And then on Instagram, you can find me at Good Better Beffers, and you can find us on YouTube at Let's Talk Will Hockey, where you really should be watching this. It's super fun to watch us, especially when Courtney is on. She just it adds a whole nother level to the crazy that is this podcast. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Talk Whoa Hockey Pod.
Do it.
Do it.
I demand it, even though you're already listening to the podcast. But if this is your first time listening, go follow them everywhere.
Absolutely. And on Sunday, we're going to hang out for the Whoa Show and talk about some women's hockey, because there was some big news that dropped today, and I just didn't want to drop it on the pod because there was too much big men's hockey news to not add that to the crazy collection. These men. Ugh. So
can we at least talk about Kendall since I'm on here?
Oh, yes, we can. And she's a Chicago native. Kendall Coyne Schofield is having a baby.
A baby.
A baby. We were talking during the rivalry series. We were like, why is there no Kendall Coyne Schofield?
Yeah.
Well, now we know.
Now we know
she's
why.
having a baby. She is due this summer. And we're all super excited for whatever tiny human they bring into the world, because I'm sure that they will love sports with a football playing father and a hockey playing mother.
Let's hope they go the hockey route.
Yeah. Yes. Future Schofield child, hockey's better.
Yes.
Yeah. And the dogs in the announcement were so stinking
cute.
So cute.
So cute. So happy for them.
So happy for them. Glad to actually know why she wasn't playing, because I was like, how is this Team USA without Kendall Coyne Schofield? I don't like it.
Incorrect.
It's incorrect, and there was no news.
Blackhawks without Patrick Kane.
Or Team Canada without Natalie Spooner, because she just had a baby not too long ago, and she's back now. So hopefully Kendall follows the same.
Go. That's good.
Hopefully Kendall follows the same model.
Hopefully, if she wants to.
If she wants to. I mean, she's fantastic. She's wonderful. She's bringing a tiny human into the world
around here.
I mean, how can you not? How can you not? So, for me, Beth, for him, Zach, for amazing Demigoddess of Chaos, Courtney Dagger, this has been the Corey Crawford episode of Let's Talk Whoa Hockey. And we made it to 50, guys. Oh, look at that. Oh, mine's right here. Whoop.
Yeah, my Funko Papa Corey Crawford's over there.
There's my child's jersey I purchased in Chicago, and then my Winter Classic jersey right there.
Wait, since we are on the Crawford episode.
Oh, are we getting stick action?
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I'm really surprised we haven't got weird. That's so nice.
That's hello. Poor Crawford signature.
Game use, sign stick. Even the hockey card collection with all the individual letters though.
Yeah. That was an adventure trying to get all of those together. I remember that adventure and your anxiety regarding that. So but
trying to get the C. I had Rawford for the longest time.
You did, and it was like, this is no, we need the C. My dad was looking for the C. His card shop guy was looking for the C. Everybody was looking for the C because she needed the rest of the name. Like, you can't have Rawford.
Yeah.
He's not Corey Rawford. He's Corey Crawford.
Corey Rawford.
So I remember getting the picture when you got the C, you just laying on the floor, and you're like, my life is complete.
That was so satisfying. Like, finally.
So, but for real, I have to get back to work. It has been amazing catching up with all you guys. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Watching this 5 in a Game Sports Network podcast. Now avoid the stuffy and go enjoy your